Bad Bunny is one of the most powerful artists in the world. His music dominates charts, his concerts sell out within minutes, and his influence stretches beyond music into fashion, politics, and culture. But when an artist at the height of his fame decides to skip entire US tour stops, people pay attention. Fans are asking why, critics are debating what this means, and the music industry is trying to understand how politics, safety, and public pressure have collided in this surprising decision. This is Bad Bunny skips US tour stops, political pressure, fan safety, and what it means for the industry. Bad Bunny's career has always been marked by bold decisions. From the very beginning, he has been unafraid to challenge norms and defy expectations. He sings in Spanish, refuses to water down his art for English-speaking audiences, and uses his platform to speak about Puerto Rican identity, colonialism, and social justice. His fans adore him for this authenticity. But with that authenticity comes risk, and his most recent move proves it. The announcement shocked many. When the schedule for his global tour was released, fans noticed something missing: major U.S. cities that have always been a cornerstone of his tours. Cities like Miami, Los Angeles, New York, places where his fan base is massive, were not on the list. At first, speculation ran wild. Was this about scheduling conflicts? Was it a business decision? Or was something deeper happening behind the scenes? As details began to emerge, it became clear that this was not simply a logistical choice. It was a statement. Bad Bunny has faced increasing political pressure in the United States, both from lawmakers and from groups critical of his outspoken political views. His music has always carried themes of resistance, particularly tied to Puerto Rico's political status and inequality. For some, that makes him a cultural hero. For others, it makes him a target. One of the major concerns is fan safety. Concerts have always been a place of celebration, but in recent years, the atmosphere has changed. Security threats, political protests, and even violence have made large events feel more vulnerable. For an artist like Bad Bunny, whose shows draw tens of thousands of passionate fans, safety is not just a consideration, it is a responsibility. By skipping certain U.S. stops, he may be making a difficult decision to protect his fans from potential risks. But safety is not the only factor. Political pressure is real. Bad Bunny has openly criticized government policies, spoken about colonial exploitation of Puerto Rico, and aligned himself with movements that are controversial in certain parts of the United States. Performing in areas where tensions are high could invite protests, backlash, and political grandstanding. The decision to skip those stops may be less about avoiding fans and more about avoiding a stage that has been turned into a battlefield. Imagine this for a moment. You are a global superstar, and you can sell out Madison Square Garden or the Staples Center in seconds. But you know that stepping onto those stages might mean not only music but also clashes, protests, and headlines that shift focus away from your art. Do you risk it all for the fans, or do you step back and take the safer route? Bad Bunny has chosen the latter, at least for now. The impact on fans is enormous. Many feel disappointed, even betrayed. For countless fans, attending a Bad Bunny concert is more than a night of music. It is a cultural event, a shared experience that validates their identity and connection to their heritage. By skipping U.S. stops, some feel left out of that collective celebration. Social media has been filled with messages of sadness and anger, with fans pleading for him to reconsider. Yet at the same time, there is understanding. A large part of his fan base respects him for making decisions that align with his values, even when they come at a cost. Bad Bunny has never been a traditional pop star who plays it safe. He has always made decisions that are political, intentional, and sometimes controversial. His absence from the U.S. is frustrating, but many fans believe it speaks to the seriousness of the challenges he faces. For the music industry, this moment is alarming. The U.S. is the largest music market in the world, and skipping it is almost unheard of for an artist of Bad Bunny's stature. Promoters, venues, and record labels rely heavily on U.S. tours to generate revenue. If artists begin to believe that the U.S. is not safe or that political climates are too toxic, it could set a precedent. Imagine a future where global superstars choose to focus only on Europe, Latin America, or Asia, leaving U.S. fans behind. That would fundamentally reshape the business of touring. There is also the question of political expression in music. For decades, artists have used their platforms to speak about issues. From Bob Dylan to Beyoncé, political music has always been part of culture. But in today's climate, the backlash is louder, harsher, and more immediate. Social media amplifies every controversy, and political polarization means that artists face pressure to take sides. For Bad Bunny, whose identity as a Puerto Rican artist is inherently political, there is no escaping that reality. What does this mean for the future of live music? It means that safety and politics will become as important as ticket sales. Artists will have to weigh not just where their fans are, but also where it is safe and sustainable to perform. Promoters will have to invest more in security, while governments may need to rethink how they treat international artists who bring in cultural and economic value. It also means that fans may need to adjust expectations. If an artist feels unsafe or unwelcome in certain places, fans may need to travel further or engage with them in new ways, like virtual concerts or exclusive streaming events. While nothing replaces the energy of a live arena show, the industry may shift toward alternatives that allow artists to connect without physical risks. Some critics argue that Bad Bunny's decision is too extreme. They say that skipping US stops punishes the fans who have supported him most. They believe that the artist's role is to rise above politics and focus on music. But for Bad Bunny, music has never been separate from politics. His art is a reflection of his identity, and his decisions are consistent with that. To ask him to separate the two is to misunderstand who he is. Others see this as a form of protest. By refusing to perform in certain US cities, Bad Bunny is sending a message that his presence cannot be taken for granted, and that respect for his fans and his values matters more than money. It is a risky move, but one that solidifies his reputation as someone who plays by his own rules. The industry is watching closely. If Bad Bunny's decision damages his career, others may be hesitant to follow. But if he remains successful, if his fans stay loyal and his music continues to dominate globally, it could inspire other artists to take similar stands. This could mark a shift in power, where artists feel freer to make choices based on values rather than pure business. The next step will be how Bad Bunny frames this in his music. He has never been one to shy away from addressing reality in his lyrics. If he uses his next album to speak about these decisions, about the tension between safety, politics, and art, it could transform disappointment into inspiration. His fans may come to see this moment not as abandonment, but as part of a larger story of resistance. In the end, the decision to skip US tour stops is not just about logistics. It is about safety, politics, and identity. It is about an artist refusing to compromise who he is, even when the stakes are high. It is about challenging the industry to rethink what touring means in a world that is increasingly polarized and unpredictable. Bad Bunny's choice may upset fans, frustrate promoters, and baffle critics, but it is also a reminder of why he is more than just another pop star. He is an artist who insists on being true to himself, even when it costs him. And that authenticity, risky as it is, may be the very reason his fans continue to stand by him. This is Fame Daily, and you have been watching Bad Bunny skips US tour stops, political pressure, fan safety, and what it means for the industry.